I mean, are you kidding me? I really got to talk to the bosses, y'all. This Damian Lillard drama is just taking some interesting turns, bro. Like, what is going on? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I had a completely different angle I was about to take this stream. In a couple minutes, we gonna watch a clip of a video that I came across right before I went live this evening that blew my mind and kind of reshifted everything I wanted to kind of come with tonight. But first, I'm looking at this update from Wojnarowski, and somebody out there in this NBA community is going to have to prove to me that Damian Lillard is not Dame Dummy. Somebody's going to have to do it because I just don't understand why we are here. And that team of the Portland Trailblazers, to me, are disrespecting him. But anyway, here are the latest updates according to Woj. He's saying that the Miami Heat are the most motivated team to get the trade for Dame. But the package that they offering is not nothing that the Portland Trailblazers want. That's the problem. The Clippers would love to be involved in the process, according to Wojnarowski, but they don't have the necessary assets that Portland is seeking. The Trailblazers, like I said, Dame does not have a no trade clause in his contract. So despite all the loyalty and everything we want to talk about when we put together Dame in Portland, the final decision really is in the Trailblazers' hand. Now, you would think because of the commitment that this kid has given this franchise over these years, and they not in real contention to do anything special. I don't think Portland is a marketplace that other stars will want to run to come play. They should do right by Dame and do whatever needs to be done to get him wherever he needs to go. But they didn't want to pick up that Tyler Hero contract. They didn't want Tyler Hero for whatever reason. And, other pieces and parts are going to have to be moved according to reports in order for Dame to get to his actual destination in Miami. According to Woj, Portland could actually drag this process out close to training camp, which I think would be horrible. If you're going into training camp, 9 times out of 10, you want to go into training camp with the guys that you know is going to be on the roster. You're not going to be able to go in no direction, a new direction or lead any type of things different if you got Damian Lillard on your squad. Whatever expectations you have for Scoot Henderson or whoever, like all of that kind of changes a little bit if Dame is still around. Now, would Dame just sit on the sideline for the first part of the year until Portland is able to get something done? I don't know if that's an option. But I just don't understand why we are here. Because Dame should have been requested a trade to Portland. Dame had an unbelievable season with the numbers last year, but I don't know if Portland has already wasted the prime of Damian Lillard. He definitely still got a whole lot of basketball left. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say he's washed or he's close to being washed or anything like that. But depending on the environment that he lands in, who's to say that the new role that Damian Lillard takes is going to be one of success? He might not have to be responsible to be a 30-something point scorer. He might have to be more of a facilitator than ever before. And how good of that role will Damian Lillard be able to play? How many years would it take him to adjust if he has to do something different? Like, it's still a lot of unanswered questions that we got when we talk about, this situation and this trade with Damian Lillard and Portland just kind of holding things back, taking their time. Salute to my dog, Anthony, in the building. Anthony, what you think about, Damian Lillard still with the Portland Trailblazers? Like I always said, they don't have any type of no trade clause, so they really can do with Dame what they want. D Money in the building. Salute my G. You guys are welcome to join me. The link is in the chat. Just talking a little bit about this Damian Lillard update. Now, these are the updates that Wojnarowski had just recently came up with. We about to check out a little bit of a video. This blew my mind, y'all. We got to watch a little bit of this together because Marcellus Wiley did a video on Amin Al-Hassan. He's a ESPN. He might, I don't even know if he still works for ESPN, but I know he used to work for ESPN. He's an analyst or whatever. He kind of criticized Wojnarowski and called Wojnarowski out for like spreading rumors and drawing out this whole Damian Lillard situation, basically lying to the people, saying that teams can be involved when in all reality, Miami has already done the deal to get Damian Lillard. He basically calling Wojnarowski a liar. So I want us to check this out and hear what Marcellus Wiley had to say and how he broke it down, because the way this was broken down, I'm like, yo, they really doing that in the NBA? Because Marcellus Wiley admitted that they do it in the NFL. He had to apologize for it, and he explained it. So listen to what Marcellus Wiley has to say about Woj being called out by Amin. This was crazy. Check this out, y'all.
Of Lillard. I see where this is going. So there's a Woj tweet. The Heat, Clippers, and 76ers are three teams that will have interest in exploring trades for Lillard. Sources tell ESPN. The Blazers are expected to value deals that will bring them back young players and draft assets. Doesn't seem like a crime right now, does it? Let's read the next tweet from Woj. Front offices talking to Portland today. We're left with the impression that GM Joe Cronin is pursuing a star-level return package for Damian Lillard, and that Cronin plans to look well beyond the Miami Heat to find one. No crime here, but certainly a little suspicion. But here goes Amin on the Dan Le Batard show, who has a theory implying Woj is doing Portland a solid, carrying water for the Trailblazers in hopes of leveraging a better offer from Miami.
So Amin is accusing Wojnarowski of kind of lying and drawing out all these fake reports about all these other teams like San Antonio, this, that, and the third being interested and being a factor in the Damian Lillard trade. Amin is calling them out, basically saying that's cap. Miami basically already got the deal done. What Woj is trying to do is draw out the story long enough for ESPN so they can cover it and capitalize off of it for so many days. Like this is crazy. Listen to this whole story, how he break this down.
You mapped that theory onto what's going on in reality. Now you see something. Here's a meme. Quote, in this scenario, what does Wojnarowski gain by delaying the inevitable? Insulting our collective intelligence by pushing a narrative that no one, not even himself, believes.
Wow.
Adrian knew. He knows what the deal is, suggesting that Lillard to the Heat is a done deal. Just wait on a few dotted I's and crossed T's. What he is engaging in is protecting one of his closest sources by giving them cover by saying there's no way he's going to go to Miami and coming up with ridiculous premises like San Antonio could be a dark horse.
Damn.
It's all poppycock. Where's Poppy? Le Batard? Where's Poppy? Le Batard conveyed a similar message, suggesting that ESPN is hoping to drag the Lillard saga out as long as possible, doing everything in its power to keep the content machine running that are going on in sports, right? Because it's a quiet period on the sports calendar.
Wow.
So he says the Heat know they got Lillard. When no one's talking about things that are going on in sports, hot dog eating contests and baseball, Lillard will fill your timeline. He ain't lying. Who's a bigger star right now that might be on the move anywhere in sports?
This is crazy. Do y'all hear this? This is crazy.
Transaction feeds so much of this that it now eats up so much TV content with people talking about how Boston and Philadelphia can get in the game. He ain't lying right there. All right, let's talk about all this. But these are the dog days of summer and content. Thank God that these commentators are talking and beefing and former players because, man, I am not talking about hot dog eating no more. I'm not talking about badminton, even though I wish y'all would love it like I do. Can't talk about Wimbledon. Y'all like, dog, what the hell are you talking about? Can't talk about pickleball. Like, I mean, what are we talking about? It's the offseason of basketball and football. and we still killing it out here because we know there's more to it than just the results in sports and the big ones. But he has a tremendous point, and it's a huge incentive for ESPN to draw this out. Now, let me tell you why. One, they pay Woj $7 million a year and Schefter $9 million a year. Little bump up, that's the NFL. And it's not just a tweet, y'all. Like, y'all not getting that type of money just to be like.
So Marcellus is about to break down how Woj and them get paid and why they get paid the big bucks. This is crazy. I never even thought about, like, I don't, like, that seemed to be like tampering or like illegal. Like, how can you draw out a story saying that it, like, I don't know, yo, like, that just doesn't, I get it from the media side, but that, to me, for some reason, it feels like he's violating one of these teams involved in this potential trade by lying. Like,
sources say this, insider money. No, you know why they get more? Because they are content creators. Think of them as you think of a Stephen A. They just do it in a different form, in a different version. So that comes with incentives from the network itself. Hey, Stephen A. show is 2-3 hours. Y'all over there tweeting for 10 seconds. That's not $7 and $9 million worthy. But if you can give us something that we can keep running with, not run, jog with, walk with. What they say? Oh, y'all tell me the movies. Hey, man, let's run down there and get one of them. He said, nah, bruh, let's walk down and get them all. And that's what Woj sounds like he's doing, according to a meme, walking down and trying to get them all. And the all is your attention to this Lillard story.
Wow.
Okay, so I found this out the hard way. Let me be real. When Schefter was going to break, it seemed like the Jim Harbaugh story, I thought he was slow playing it. I didn't know anything. I found out the hard way. When I found out the information that Jim Harbaugh was going to Michigan, I didn't believe it. Then my boy said, dog, I got the intel for real. I know the recruiter that signed the deal for him, you know, the headhunter out there that puts the two parties together, merges it. He said, I know that guy. I got it. And I was like, no, you don't. And then he sent me a picture literally on the air. And I looked down, I was like, oh, that's Jim Harbaugh's contract in his signature. And it said Michigan on it. I was like, pfft. And then you know me, I'm just being real. I just talked about it, like, yo, Jim Harbaugh going to Michigan. I think I was with Max, I'm not sure. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, he's going to Michigan. I said it matter of fact. I ain't even care that much. I was like, dog, I love him as a coach, but he ain't with the 49ers. I'm kind of disappointed. All right, whatever. Then all of a sudden, bosses tapping, producers coming, left and right. I was like, what the hell did I do? And they were like, oh, man, it was Michigan Gate. I was like, what the hell? But I was like, And then I had to give a fake apology. And I gave the apology, and it was fake. But I gave the apology for real because I thought I took food off Adam Schefter's plate. That's his gig. That's his thing.
Wow. So Marcellus Wiley is really breaking down how in sports, when it comes to like the media and the networks, they will take a story and it doesn't seem like not be heard before. I'm not trying to make it seem like it's never been heard before, but the way this is being spent, I just never thought about it. Him himself had got in trouble for putting out there that Jim Harbaugh was going to Michigan before Adam Schefter was able to do it. Like, they be knowing stuff, but they will purposely put storylines out that will last like a whole 3 weeks to a month just to get content, especially in the off season. Like I said, as a content creator, it's a genius move. So, you know, I don't want to make it seem like they lying to the people or something like that, but you know, Woj is being called out. And, you know, looking at all these updates, he talking about the Heat, he talking about the Clippers, he talking about the Trailblazers. A lot of this stuff is what we already know. This is a fact. Portland did not want the deal that Miami had as far as their package. Last time we were talking, we heard about Ben Simmons will have to be possibly involved in a trade along with Brooklyn. I don't know where that stands. The Clippers, you know, they tried to trade Paul George to New York. So who knows what LA's doing? It looks like James Harden might actually stay in Philadelphia. So I don't know how that's going to play out. But Damian Lillard, to me, the disrespect is real. The disrespect for Damian Lillard to me is real. Just for the simple fact that, if you the Portland Trailblazers, any other team, and I get it, you want to do what's best for your organization, but let's just stop the cat. Y'all ain't getting nobody to come play for y'all next year or this season, however y'all want to spend it. That's going to take y'all somewhere. There's really no chance in hell of Portland. The only way they going to make some noise is with them young boys that they have. They're not going to get nobody from the outside in that's going to help them make any noise this year. So why not do Damian Lillard the solid? If you're not so happy with Tyler Hero and all that, I mean, I get it. Depending on how much money you may have to spend on this deal, suck it up. Allow Damian Lillard to land easy and safe, bro, because goes to show, like, if you can't tell now that the NBA is all about business, I don't know what else to tell you. Damian Lillard is probably the most loyal player in the NBA to a fault. We've been begging Damian Lillard to demand a trade or weigh his other options, knowing that he didn't have a real chance to win in Portland. And like I said earlier, I'm not saying Damian Lillard is washed up, but who's to say that his prime years aren't partially over? Portland could have wasted some valuable basketball of Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard could have wasted some valuable basketball of himself sticking around. The DeMarcus Aldridge experiment didn't work. They picked up CJ McCullough, Carmelo Anthony. They couldn't hold on to those guys. There is not going to be any stars or any superstars that's going to want to come to Portland and have to try to build for another 2 to 3 seasons just to make something happen. First of all, the Western Conference is too good. So even if you did get another star over there, I still don't see you guys making a run for a championship. And now that you got Scoot Henderson, a lot of these young parts, it's clear that they're trying to move on from Damian Lillard, but they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And they have every right to do so, but you holding things up. And I don't understand why you would want Damian Lillard in a uniform when training camp start, especially if you know he's not going to be a part of the team. That holds back the progression of all your young boys. I got to talk to the bosses, bro, because I swear to God, I don't know what's going on with the Portland Trailblazers organization, but somebody out there really need to be drug tested, bro.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Damian deserves a legit shot at a ring. Hopefully this works out for him. I think he had his. See, this is my problem, Ant. If you ask me, he been had a chance to get a championship. In all reality, Damian Lillard could be in Los Angeles playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis right now. Like, we could have that big three right now in purple and gold for the next 2 to 3 years. I feel like Damian, he made his own bid to a fault, and now he has to lay in it. He watched Giannis Antetokounmpo win that championship, and I think he felt like he could do the same thing with the right pieces. I don't know if Damian Lillard is the type of player that could be a number one and win you a championship. If he's part of a dynamic duo, I think you got a great shot. I don't know if Damian Lillard could go on a team and be the number one, even if you build correctly around him. I don't know if he got what it takes for them to get the Larry O'Brien trophy. So he has been stubborn. He could have went somewhere. Even earlier last year, when Kyrie Irving had demanded a trade, when James Harden left and Kevin Durant had demanded a trade, I said earlier, this is the perfect time for Damian Lillard to shake the NBA up and demand a trade out of Portland. What he do? He decides to stick around. What Portland do? Draft his replacement. Now, what he do? Ask for a trade. Gives them a specific destination. What Portland do? Say, forget you, Dame. We looking for the best package for our team. That's crazy to me, bro. Not in a sense that Portland doesn't deserve or doesn't have the right to do that. But again, looking based off how loyal this dude has been to this organization, and the reality is that they not going to get nobody from the outside in that's going to help them really make any major moves. Take the L if you Portland and do right by this kid, bro. That's just the bottom line. At least that's just how I think about it, man. If you guys enjoy daily NBA content, man, make sure y'all follow me everywhere on social media, 365, 24/7. About to sign up and get up out of here, man. 7 Mitchell with the best of 7 Sports Talk. Y'all let me know what the hell y'all think about this new scenario about Woj being called out for possibly dragging on these stories. I never really thought about this angle. They saying rumor has it Miami and the Damian Lillard deal is already done. But Wojnarowski is doing Portland a solid and doing ESPN a solid by trying to stretch this story out with a whole bunch of false information that's going to have us watching more and more every day. This is crazy. This is really crazy. The Blazers are stuck, according to Scrub Zero. He said they should have traded Dame. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This relationship with Dame and Portland should have been over. Loyalty and commitment should have never been a topic of discussion. If you ask me, it never was a topic of discussion. I don't think no one questioned his loyalty. But you watch Damian Lillard always poke his chest out and stick his nose up at the whole thought of a super team or guys linking up. Like how many times publicly have Damian Lillard had a problem with quote unquote these super teams in the NBA and guys linking? And now look what he's trying to do. Go over there with Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley, Bam Adebayo, you know what I'm saying, a winning coach, a winning environment. That's what you should have been done. That's what you should have been done. So it's just like, man, I hope he lands on both feet in a spot that, you know, he's happy. But how long is it going to take for him in the Miami? Like, let's just say hypothetically he goes to Miami. He averaged 30-something points last year. With Jimmy Butler and Bam and the rest of those guys, are they going to need Dame to average 30 again this season? To me, no, not at all. They would need Dame to be more of a facilitator, getting a lot of more people involved. You know, then when you get in the fourth quarter, you got to figure out who you're going to go to, who's going to be your closer, Damian Lillard or Jimmy Butler. I think that's kind of a good problem to have because both of those guys I would identify as closers. But we watched last season how Kyrie Irving and Luka, the fact that they wasn't able to identify who was going to close a lot of games in the fourth quarter, they lost some of those games, and it cost them, you know, a play-in appearance because they couldn't get that right. So just because Damian Lillard gets sent to Miami, if that happens, I don't see no magic automatically happen. How has that turned out for Damian Lillard being a leader or a facilitator in Portland? How far has that really took him? And when he's had help, how far did Dame go? Like, I still got questions. I believe he's definitely one of the best point guards in the league, no doubt about it. But, you know, I just don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. Justin said he feel like it's too late for Dame. He waited too long. His value was lost. See, the real ones know. The real ones know. And there's nothing disrespect to Damian Lillard, but the real ones understand that, Dame, you kind of stuck your foot in your mouth. How did you not know that this game was changing, that you can't do it by yourself? What we witnessed with Giannis in Milwaukee was was to me like an isolated incident. And then even resulting from that, you got Chris Middleton, who's basically now an all-star. And you got you had Drew Holiday in the mix, who was considered basically a lockdown defender. You know what I'm saying? He had an unbelievable final series. Then you had Coach Mike Budenholzer, who he got fired this season in the offseason, but he was a winning coach. Even in Atlanta, he was winning. So, Giannis had a lot more going for him than Damian Lillard did in Portland. And I just don't understand what was the significance and reason for Damian Lillard to stick around for so long. Because like I said, there's plenty of stars and superstars that's going to want to play with Dame, but not in Portland, bro. Not in Portland. Like, could you, like a Kevin Durant or a LeBron James or something like that? Imagine them going to Portland to play with Dame. Like, it's going to sell tickets, but they're going to need a lot of pieces, a lot of help, and, coaching and all that. Who's that coach? Chauncey Billups? Like, he's not proven yet, so to speak, on this level when we talk about coaching. So, I just think Portland at the end of the day need to just cut ties, even if it's not the package they feel is best for their organization. Any other team, I think, could do what's best for the organization, but I just think this one time, bro, you just got to let Damian land exactly where he wants to go, bro, and just leave it alone. You don't want Damian Lillard upset, because how that's going to look on your franchise if you still have Damian Lillard on your roster. Training camp start. He's not going to be playing. What other stars going to want to come and play with Portland after they see how you treated Damian Lillard? It ain't no other stars in the league that stand a chance for real. So, Portland, they better watch how they carry this. It's very true. Damian Lillard does not have a no trade clause. So technically the Trailblazers have every right to wait. Dame is still locked in for a couple years. But, he made it clear that he wants to go. They drafted his replacement. And it's just time to move on, bro. Bottom line. That's just how I feel. But I'm Seven Mitchell, man. This is the Best of Seven Sports Talk. For daily NBA content, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Smash that like button. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning on the next live stream. Salute to my guys. Y'all stay safe. Peace.